We are back for game number 2, coming at you live home from your sofa, bed, seat, wherever you're chilling in, But I hope you got a snack because we're right back and we're ready for this second game. Orgless, they need to really come with some smoke right now. They need to really put it together and find their footing. Yes, reverse sweeps do happen, but that was a really good game from Invulnerables, And I feel like if they get some more momentum, it just carries them through the rest of this series. So I want to see Orgless switch up the tempo a bit. They've decided to go for the blue side in this game too. Maybe that will yield them some advantages. I feel like red is a little bit nicer because of the counter picks, but obviously if you don't need the counter picks, then maybe blue side is your favor.
Yeah, you can look from the first game. The counter picks didn't really do that much. So let's hope that, okay, maybe there are some power picks we can get. Maybe this is something we feel like, okay, this is super strong. That'll just change the momentum. Coach should be like, okay, game 1, that didn't happen. It was just warm-up game, okay? Just forget it. Everybody has the good warm-up game.
Yeah.
We had ours. Now we start playing. Now we start,
Yes.
getting the wins back. But Invulnerables, man, they're playing like a different beast at this point because they're playing macro very well. They're outplaying their enemies. They're exactly where they need to be on all objectives. They're just taking everything. So I'm not really sure. Like at this point, I just hope they don't get too cocky. I think that's the thing for Invulnerables. They need to keep the momentum, be like, this is an important match. Orgless can come back. Let's not grab the bag and be like, okay, guys, we got it. It's free. It's a dub. We have
it. And the money as they're running around, like, yeah, we got the money. Like, yeah, it's definitely important. And I will say, like, going back to when they first met up, when they played against each other, there was that first game where Invulnerables did build up a massive lead, but they actually almost threw it away. They almost lost it all to the side of Orgless. So there is a world where that does happen, and they definitely seem to have kind of learned from that in this first game 1, where they were very clean, very clinical, staying with the foot on the pedal all times and really not letting up, as we are going to see the next set of bans. Draft is on your screen. Fiora, Silas, Jarvan. That's how you deal with the Fiora. I like it a lot from the side of Orgless. On the flip side, Shen, Belveth, and what will their final ban be? I'm expecting Heimerdinger, just because they banned it last time. And why would you change your bans if you're already winning with them?
I was trying to think and remember back what the first bans was last game, and now when I looked at the bans from Orgless side, I remember it's just the top side from Invulnerables. It basically just Fiora, Silas, and Jarvan. You know what? You gotta play something completely different. Just get it out here. And now Olaf, I'm not really sure. I guess sure you take it blind, you're comfortable on it. It didn't really show against the Fiora, but now you give the counter pick over to Invulnerables. I don't feel like that's like a power pick you want to take on B1, so I'm really excited to see what they actually do with it.
And there is flexibility. I will say I think it's a pick that Orgless have really prioritized. I think they've picked it pretty much first in most of their games, so they've had the option to. Karma almost immediately locked in there. That was a really, really quick pick. Obviously, can be flexed into multiple roles, so we'll see where that one does end up going. Twitch being hovered, although Trundle is going to be the lock. Trundle, obviously, quite a good pick into those early game AD junglers like the Olaf, because you know what? No one wants to 1v1 a Trundle.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you have the lethal tempo, you'll just have the ice hammer bonking on your head all the time, just stacking up. I'm wondering though, so at this point, you can do the same thing as last game. You have the Olaf, you want to have a team fight comp, you want to have something to boost them up. Senna Seraphine is still open. Not the best into Karma. There are other options, but yeah, I was just about to say the Yuumi Sivir is still open because it's such an obnoxious combo. So now you get it, or we take the Hecarim instead and we break the flex, and now we have Olaf, Hecarim, Yuumi. Interesting.
It could still be Olaf, jungle, Hecarim top, maybe if they want to run it back old school, but we'll have to see how that one locks out. Obviously, I like the Yuumi pick there. We'll see how we feel about the rest of it. Camille being hovered here, actually being locked in straight away, so they were ready with that one. They've gone for the Camille into the Olaf. Is that what you maybe would have gone for? It does feel like a strong pick again, but maybe not going to have the same flexibility as Fiora.
I'm just thinking about this Hecarim. I feel like you're just counterpicking yourself when you're picking Hecarim into Trundle. Like Hecarim really hates to play like against two champions, is Trundle and Silas, because Silas just gets an insanely good ult, and Trundle, when you jump in, you just ults you, and Hecarim just gets one shot. Because of the builds you have to do on Trundle on Hecarim right now, you can't go the tank. Because of the changes on Hecarim, you scale with the AD, and that's why it come back. So you go the Bruiser build. But if you get ulted by Trundle with the Bruiser build, you're squishing, you just completely disappear. And with the Camille, Cho'Gath ult of the W, you're gonna get one shot. So I want to see something that can supplement the Hecarim even more, because at this point you're really all inning on the team fight, so you need more backup, because this Trundle and with the Karma is going to do a lot of damage. You see the bans coming out, you want to remove, I don't know, I think the Veigar is Comfort, but the Swain is a good ban because of the team fight you really want at this point.
Yeah, and on the other side, Varus being removed there has been a pretty popular one from these two teams. Also, the Akali. Fierce had a dominant game on Akali before. It really was quite a menacing pick for them. So banning that way is smart. The Sivir going to be locked in there, so they're not going to give away that Sivir Yuumi. They are taking part of that piece. And Piskello had a really good game on this Sivir last time around. With that Karma, it does seem like a pretty nice matchup.
Yeah, the Sivir would have been huge for Orgless, getting more for the team fight, helping out, boosting up with the moment speed. So I think it's a good pickup for Invulnerables. I don't think there is a reason for you to ban the Sivir. So at this point, taking it up, it helps you with good peeling. Jinx, though, I feel like that's a good pairing with the Yuumi still. Now, depending on where the Karma ends up, because you can technically still flex the Karma. If it's support, I feel like, okay, you have an even lane. It's just a scaling, you can't really do too much. But then again, if you counter pick here, you can just go like something Nautilus, Blitzcrank, Lockdown, something. And then Jinx is not going to have the time of her life. Now, this Cass, I really hope the Cass doesn't get locked in, because you want to be teamfighting running in, and Cass doesn't really do that. You counter engage. You want people running into you as Cassiopeia. I like the champion, but not here, because Olaf, Hecarim, they're going to be zooming in. They're just going to be running down with the Yuumi, and then like Cass is, hey, guys, I'm back here. I can't really catch up, guys. Help me. So I'm really excited about that.
They're wilding. They're wilding right now with some of these hovers. I'm not gonna lie. That Yi hover is wild. If we saw a like mid lane Yi, I don't even know. That's different. That's different source. But Echo going to be picked up there, so obviously could go into that mid lane. To be fair, they still have flexibility. They could even end up sending Trundle top, Camille mid, and then go for Echo into that jungle. But I don't think they're going to go with that one. They're switching it up. They're going to go for that Echo in the mid lane. How are you feeling about the end of this draft? Because we get to see some picks that we don't really see that often. Like Cassiopeia, Echo, not the most common.
Yeah, at this point, I think like Orgless, they had a really good opening, but then they stumped a little bit and mismatched their last phase. So I feel like, again, it's the like team fight focus like they had last game, but at this point, they need to get to that team fighting part. I don't think they have the stronger 2v2, so you don't have that thing to play for. I don't think you even have the stronger 2v2 in the top lane. So at this point, I can't really see too much to play for in the early game. So it's all about scaling. But then again, if you're sitting back, if you're not doing anything, then you're just letting Invulnerables do what they want. And they are like, we have Camille Echo. We want to be pushing waves. We want to be constantly roaming around. We want to be on your face. So I feel like, again, it's a little bit more for Invulnerable's side, at least favored. But I want to see them like holding the ground. I want to see Orgless being able to actually scale a bit and not getting rolled over. So it's all about defensive vision and playing on the tempo from Invulnerables. What they want to do, can we counter it? Because I think they are good at countering.
Yeah, and I'm not fully sold on the Invulnerables comp either, right? Like, I think that it's good. I think that the Trundle is strong. I think the Echo, if he gets ahead, definitely can become problematic. Camille, the split push pressure, plus the damage that they can do in the early lane, if given a little bit of help, will be massive. And also, we've already seen that Sivir perform pretty well. But it's not the most together comp, right? You know what I mean? They are kind of a little bit scattered. And yes, it worked well for them in the first game. But how are they going to play into that later game of Invulnerables? As we do get on to the Rift, we will need to get a quick name change there, I think, on the top. But going over to Orgless, as you said, they do have a little bit of a mismatch with the things of going in from the Olaf and the Hecarim. They're not going to have that front line for that Cass or that Jinx, but they do have the Yuumi to keep that healing. I'm interested to see how they play it out, as you said. Do they give up a lot in the early game, which obviously didn't look great in game one, or do they try and find something? Because if they scale, if we get to 40 minutes, it's GG for Orgless, surely.
Surely, right? There is no way we lose in 40 minutes, right? Come on, no.
like Jinx Cassiopeia, like come on, man. Like that's doomed if you're late game.
Yeah, but I want to go back to what you mentioned earlier. I think, look, you don't have a coherent draft in form of playing together on the 5v5, but what I think Invulnerable has really well here is just the 1-3-1, because all the 2v2s are winning for Invulnerables. So if you play on the same kind of style as you did in game one, I feel like you're just winning all trades on all sides. So the moment Orgless are multiple members, if they have a man advantage, if Yuumi is on Hecarim and playing on side, okay, then Orgless can do something back. But But then again, where are you punishing elsewhere? Because Sivir has a really good wave clear, Echo has really good wave clear. So I feel like Invulnerables has a lot of holdback. You can stop the enemy's push from basically all sides, but at the same time, they're winning all the even trades.
Where do you play for? Right, if you're the junglers right now, you got Trundle, you got Hecarim. They're able to both put ganks down, but who are you choosing to gank for either side? I guess we can start with the Hecarim first because it feels like okay, Olaf supplies are slow, but Uzol can just jump away with the hook shot if they haven't gone in with that one. In the mid lane, Cassiopeia gets a little bit stronger when you do get that petrifying gaze, but in the bot lane, you also don't really have any CC until level 6. So although Hecarim can be very strong, you're basically hoping that a laner overextends.
Yeah, basically, as you say, like, Citron doesn't really have anything to play for. What he wants to be doing in the early game is matching whatever Hellish wants to do. He wants to be matching the play. So he wants to be full clearing and then watching. If Hellish doesn't do anything on his tempo window and Citron gets to reset with a timer, then he's happy. You just want to be scaling. But then again, Hellish, he wants to be the one pathing top for topside. He wants to be covering for Camille, want to be fighting on topside because they win the 2v2. And then he also want to be trying to fight on the mid lane because they're really strong at that point. Ward, really good from Roto there on the mid lane. They want to be keeping the opening so Hellish can't look there. And Carl is actually going for a pretty early back here. So in a comfortable position. He was on... Oh, he's staying now.
Oh no,
he's staying.
Hellish looking for this gank in the top side. We don't have the spot of Citron yet. And there's Flash and Ghost burned. No summoners for Chaos. We'll see how costly that does become later on. Citron is on the top side of the map, still clearing up, looking for that full clear to start off the game.
Yeah, there you just see poor wave management from Chaos. If you want to take the back, you want to crash on the third wave and get the hell out. You can't crash on the second wave. If you're crashing on the second wave, that means you want the wave to be bouncing into you. But then you can't step up because you know Trundle is going to be on the timer on top lane. So again, he's losing the ward. Now he's going to have to hover. The wave is coming into him, but he had to sacrifice both his sums for that.
Both sums are gone, and as I said, we'll see if that does come back to bite him a little bit later, or maybe Trundle will be the one doing the biting, who looks like he's going to be going for that double crab. This is very reminiscent of Game 1, but Citron is lurking, hoping that Uzol oversteps a little bit, as they know the Trundle's not going to be on this top side.
Yeah, Uzol at this point, if he uses his hook shot, he's going to go in. But if he just stays patient, know that... Oh, but mid lane!
You Ignite taking over. There's the kill. Hellish finds the gank. They pick up the first, and there's the second! Jinx has gone down as well. The early game curse of Yuumi really not present, as Uzol just able to walk away. Again, this is just very reminiscent of Game 1. Invulnerables finding picks. No answer from Orgless.
It's just happening again. Invulnerables just keep on winning on all sides of the map. Now they try to get something on top. This is the repeat of what happened in Game 1. Kindred staying in the top push, trying to look for something, but you gotta recognize you can't look. You have to be scaling. You need to be looking for the windows when you have your ultimates, when you are able to fight with members, but you're too early out. You're way too early out. And I don't even know what happened on bot lane. Jinx is 10 farm behind, has lost all sums there. Flashes are still up on Sivir and Karma. They didn't even use the flash. They just got two kill there, and now Hellish is back on the mid lane.
He's running it back again. Here's the parallel convergence coming down. It is going to be Citron joining this one, but the stun's already there. The damage is done, and Cass is gone. They're looking for more. Citron going to be able to use the Ghost to get away, but once more they turn up, and Hellish is starting to become a menace already. And Fierce this time is the benefactor. And I already talked about Zakali. We're going to now see how clean this Echo can truly be, as they're already starting to knock on the door for these plates.
Oh, we can engage again.
Citron going to be getting stunned up. There's the kill. Hellish takes it and walks away. One more tower shot almost landing onto them. It was actually picked up by the side of Sander, and they just go for a dive. It was 5 minutes in.
Invulnerables, they're just playing on the limit, playing perfectly, getting everything they want. And they just know what they want to do. They're playing on the 2v2s, they're playing on top 2v2, mid 2v2, and winning every fight. And suddenly just also getting kills on the bot side. And this is where you see the strength of Sivir, but then... Okay, pause champ. But then you see Sivir on the bot lane just getting to keep the waves. You can't really push into Sivir. Yeah, sure, you have the rockets with Jinx, you can try to melt it down, but Sivir holds her own really, really well. And that makes it so much easier for Invulnerables to make plays on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I love that from you, the pause champ. Also a great call. I love that. But the one thing I will say that is a blessing for the side of Orgless is they haven't lost the objectives yet. They are losing a few of those kills. We expected them to not have that early game Punisher. As you said, the 2v2s are the favour of Invulnerables. And we'll have to see how they play the map a little bit more. Because I think that was the big game changer for us. It wasn't necessarily the picks that they were finding. It was more about how Orgless were just a little bit behind tempo every single time. I want to see them try and get on that map, try and get that dragon. Obviously, Herald going to be spawning in 1 minute 20 as well. Going to be quite important. But 3k gold is quite a bit of gold in this early game.
And see already Invulnerables, as we speak about it, with objectives, play with the bot prio, play with the mid prio, and then it's a free Drake. There is no way that Orgless can actually contest it. So what I want to see again, what they probably will do the same as last, but then again, just a little trade in mid lane. They'll do the same as in game 1, where they put the support with the Trundle on the top side to be able to fight for the Herald and get both objectives, because they're still on a fine timer to get both.
Yeah, and they are doing just that. It feels like clockwork with Invulnerables, you know. It feels like they are on their rhythm. They know what they want to do. They're just committing to the plan every time. And it almost feels like Orgless are trying to play Invulnerables' game a little bit. And it's just not working out for them just at the moment. As Chaos going to go aggressive here. There's the hook shot to just get Uzo out. And it's what we talked about. Citron is not going to have a fun time ganking this lane ever because it's so easy for Camille to leave.
I'm not really seeing the value out of the Olaf Pryor here. They really need to step up on Carl's side there when they want to pick this Olaf again.
Oh, no, the Ignite ticking. There's the Hexen Ultimate. Beautiful miss there from the Onslaught of Shadows. Not able to fear up because of that Camille. And now Rodyu trying to trade. Actually, Sander going to go pretty low. There's the Pillar. Gets one back. The Ignite taking over is going to be enough as we see Trundle there with the Subjugate going to find that last bit of damage. And in that top side, Citron walking in this way, but taking so much damage from Uzo. Needs to be a little bit cautious because Trundle is moving up there as well.
Oh no, not again. Trundle is running. He's probably fast enough, maybe, probably.
Oh,
he has
goes for recall, gets slowed, there's the bite. Will he have the damage? Just out of it, flashes forward, gets the kill, and it is going to be Hellish. One more tower shot, we'll take him down though, 1 for 1. Don't know if it's fully worth, but it is a good play in terms of you're sending him back to base, you're taking him off the map once more. Rift Herald is up though, maybe he could have not fully committed and just taken that instead.
Okay, at least we're seeing some stepbacks from Invulnerables here. They get a good, some plate spot here, and also an important shutdown on the Trundle, because Trundle had 4 kills at that point when the shutdown ticker got in. So that's a lot of gold back on the Hecarim, but now on bot lane. Do we want to keep on taking the fights and flash down instantly? What I'm a little bit skeptical about, though, is the Dirk I see on Citron. Now, you're good as a bruiser, but an assassin against Trundle and you jump in, I'm really afraid for his life. I think he's really good. He got a good shutdown. He can deal a lot of damage. But I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. I gotta say it very real.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was actually thinking about this, right? Because you were like, okay, look, you play Bruiser Hecarim, Trundle makes you Squishy Hecarim. And I was like, okay, well, maybe you just play Squishy Hecarim. And then you just have big damage. And you know you're going to go down, right? Like you just play for that quick pick, maybe try and kill off the ADC, and then just run away essentially. And if you do get to burn Subjugate from the Trundle, then it could actually be worth in your favor. So I don't know if that's what they're maybe thinking right now. I will say Citron is thinking, okay, Fiskalo looks pretty tasty, and to try to run them down, almost gets the kill, but a good flash away will lead the Sivir out of a dangerous situation.
Yeah, so I wanna challenge that a little bit. So say it's a fight, or wait, we gotta get some fighting again.
Ooh, Sander gonna be stepping up, gets pushed away, but Fierce is here. Citron now in a really risky position, gonna jump onto the ADC, gets a lot of damage, will pick up one, but will fall, and the invade over there doesn't end up too good for them. Doesn't even get the camp, just 1 kill, and it's gonna be traded back for their own life.
Okay, so it's a 1 for 1 pick overall, but yeah, back to the challenging. So say, I like to train the fodder, or guess we get fighting on top lane? Okay, it's fine, it's a pulse camp moment. I think we're fine. Oh no!
Oh, it's not, we're going in! Here goes Camille, it's so quick! No, Uzo is so good in this top side. Oh no, it was almost a pulse champ, but you might get another one because here is the kill onto Magic Pants. And it is just some more domination from Invulnerables, but I think we will get a break. So let's go to the challenge. Tom, kick us off with the challenge.
What the fuck is up? Oh, like trying to build up for something, but then instantly saw the kill coming in. But yeah, okay, I'll try to take it back. So I like the idea you talk about in form of K. Sure, Trundle is gonna make me really squishy, so I'll just go full damage Hecarim. and try to deal some damage on the backline, try to one-shot somebody. But like, say it's a 5v5, how does the Hecarim kill somebody? Who's the target? Because Echo has his ultimate, Camille can cancel out the damage from Hecarim with her ultimate, and Sivir has Spell Shield plus Karma on the other side, and then we get killed immediately.
Oh my days, the Ignite is ticking over. He's just playing with his food at this moment. It's gonna go down. He just took tower shots for no reason. Fierce is so far ahead. Oh, and we're not done yet. There's Uzo jumping in. We get the Ragnarok from the Olaf, but I don't even think he can test this fight. There's so much damage from the from the precision protocol of the Camille. Uzo is playing a broken champion, man. That Q is just doing way too much.
We're not done.
We're not done. Citron going to be running in, has to run immediately away. Will Blast going out of this fight. We are finally done with the fighting for now, but I'm sure it's going to kick off in a second.
Ah, yeah, they're looking for more again. Citron just trying to get his camps. Has the backup of Jinx, but then Karma's close by. Trundle doesn't have ult quite yet, but it looks like they're just going to walk it off.
Finally walks it off. Herald dropped in the top side, and I want to go back to the point of how they get back into this game, right? Dragon is going to be taken by Invulnerables here. I don't think there's going to be any contention. What do Orgless have to do, right? They are considerably down in gold. They're 8k down at 12 minutes in. The Herald has been dropped. They've taken the top tower. They're getting pressure on these Drakes as well. But what is the play, right? Because we talked about how Cassiopeia and Jinx, they do scale. The Hecarim could become a little bit dangerous. Obviously, the Olaf not doing so hot. They also still have that Yuumi. So there has to be some potential, as Chaos, I don't think has any potential of getting out of this fight.
And
neither does Hecarim. Oh no, it's just too much. Rocky going to step forward, does have a little bit of damage, but just gets stunned up and gone. He's taken away back to the death realm with you. To the base you go. What's the play, Top Kick? How do they get back into this one?
I'm gonna leak the comms from Orgless at this point.
Okay.
It's fine, guys. We're scaling.
Yeah. It is true. Look, Kang is doing some damage. Hellish is going to have to walk away. Subjugate was used as they are trying to dive this ADC. And Kang tries to flash away. Maybe a little bit unwise. Going to get caught out. Magic not wanting to jump into the fire. And I completely respect that. Piscalo going to be able to pick up this tower. Or at least get another plate here. Unless, actually, Citron does make his way down.
Okay, guys. I know that we might be approximately... Oh, wait. We're still fighting. I can't talk.
It's back. Piscalo is in trouble and they get one back. Orgless bring back the kills. Okay, that's one on the board for them.
Okay, I'm trying to come back to it now at least. Okay, guys. I know we might at this point be like 11, 12k behind. But we're scaling, guys. It's fine. We have Yuumi, we have Hecarim. We're scaling. It's fine. We just stop the bleeding. We just chill out a little bit. We just wait for some spikes. Try not to fist fight as another fist fight is breaking out.
And it's so much damage. Fierce just running away, but actually could be in trouble here. This could be the picks that they want. Now we're going to try and jump away. He does get to the minion wave. His final chapter is there, but they're not going to be enough. And in the bot lane, it's just the Camille jumping over the wall. Kang in so much trouble. Goes down immediately. And it is going to be the Hecarim that did stay alive. So they are out. The Hecarim will live as Chaos now going to have to be on the run himself. Sander going to chase him down. Ragnarok is used. And he will survive. But yes, it is Orgless in a tough situation. But there is scaling aspects, right? We've seen almost picks occur for Orgless. If they do actually pick up some money, if they do get any sort of those tower bounties, any dragon bounties, any herald bounties, it could really swing the game back into their favor quite quickly. But yes, we have to acknowledge it's a lot of gold.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's like 12k and they're pushing in on all sides. So I think at this point, I would be like, guys, it would be really cool to, like reverse sweep the series. Like game one, it was a warm up, but oh my god, poor Jinx.
Oh, the Hexagon ultimatum is too much. And the damage was insane. 2 shots on the top on the Hecarim. Chaos now being run down, gets picked up. Magic Pants is trying to run, but we've all played Yuumi before. Yuumi does nothing on their own. They get removed from the game, and they're now going towards the base. Invulnerables came into this game basically trying to time trial themselves against game 1, and they are doing very good at it. They're now 15 minutes breaking the tier 3 in bot lane.
Okay, I gotta leak some more comms at this point.
Okay.
Guys, it would be really cool to like reverse sweep the series, right? Right? That would be really cool, just keep the mental up, it would be really
We're
cool.
baiting them into a false sense of security.
Yeah, the best stories, the absolute best stories are the comeback stories. So man, guys, it's cool, we scale. It's like we're a scaling team. It's not about scaling champions, but we scale into the series. I know game 1, game 2 might have not been our game, but we scale, okay? As Fierce is coming out to Cass and just duking the ult.
Oh my days. Oh my days! Echo went ahead. I was like, I don't know how Echo's going to be, right? Because I feel like Echo in the mid lane, not the most normal champion. I wouldn't say it's like the most consistently played. It looks really strong, and I'm not going to lie, this Camille is looking so ridiculous. Like, perhaps you into the net, you're trying out. It's a no. It's a no, okay? Camille is got you. You are caught like a fish out of water.
They are almost 17k gold ahead.
Yes.
17k at 17 minutes. How is this fair? What
This
are
is
you
the bait.
doing?
Now, this is the ultimate bait, right? This is like Orgless saying, you know what? We're going to lull them in, and then game 3 is ours. Like it's going to be like a whole flip. They're going to flip the table. No one's expecting it, and then boom, reverse sweep. But right now, it is going to be a pretty rough time on the top side. Camille once again picking up another one. Citron going to join this fight, but I don't know if you can really do too much. The damage is just too righteous from Camille, although they are going to run away. Maybe they're trying to buy some time. There's the shield. Citron doing a lot of damage. They might get the shutdown. There is the tactical sweep. They get the kill, and Yumi now has to run. But in the base, they're already breaking it down. They drop the Herald off as well. Ryu looking for this kill. Can they get onto Camille before the game ends? Because the game is ending, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to get a dancing Herald with this 50 gold. We're going to see it happen here. 18 minutes is the time on the clock that I believe they will finish this, or maybe even earlier than that, as Uzo is gonna go down. There is the number. There's the dancing Herald as well. Hits the pose. 18 minutes, 0-2, game 2 over.
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I think that is the fastest game I've seen. I think faster than that was when I casted some University League of Legends, and it was 18 minutes 25. This one was quick. This one was very quick, very strong. And I want, what I want to break down? I want to break down how Invulnerables actually did it, because I feel like this wasn't Orgless not playing well. This was Invulnerables playing super clean, and they were just able to do things that people dream about, right? This is the perfect solo queue game if you get those 18-minute wins, Like, you can, in the last day of the season, you get a couple of those, mate. You can run back yourself from Iron 1 to Challenger, you know what I mean, if you get a few of these. But what was it about their comp? What allowed them to really snowball as hard as they did?
I feel like Invulnerables are just in winner's queue, I feel like this is the winner's queue.
It does exist. We have the proof now. Like...
No, but it's not that it's like something crazy even from the draft. They're just playing so well, like individually, and they're just playing to their strengths. I feel like when you look at Orgless and how they're making the plays, I feel like they're making the plays on their non-winning sides and not on their spikes. So I feel like the biggest difference between the teams at the moment is just knowing what your own win condition is, because I feel like that's the problem. Invulnerables, they're playing to the win condition. They know we are stronger here or we're stronger here. And sometimes they're just the better players and win some skirmishes. But Orgless, they're just not playing to the win conditions. I feel like they're running around, trying to find some plays here and there, but just getting outplayed and out-macroed. I'm not really sure what to say. I'm not sure what to expect from a Game 3 at this point, because that's the biggest dump I have ever seen, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I want to know, you're a 400 IQ drafter. Okay, like you know what goes on, you know how to draft. What do they ban? What are their first 3 bans they go for? Because right now, they've gone for the strat of banning away what was strong. They then picked 3 new champions that were really good as well. What do you feel like they need to take away? Or is it actually that they need to lock in something themselves if you are Invulnerables? If you are Orgless?
Okay, my thought here. Okay, if you want Olaf, sure. Okay, you want Olaf. What you do is you ban 3 top laners from Invulnerables, and then you pray that he doesn't pick top lane in the first phase, and then you ban 2 more top laners, and then you pray he doesn't have a champion pool left.
And you pick a top laner into the jungle as well to make it work, and then you have 6 bans Yeah, I like it. I like the strats. Well, we will have to see what they do decide to do. Obviously, there is still a whole 3 games left. There could be a reverse sweep. It happened in Worlds. It could happen here. We're gonna go to a quick break though, so make sure you stay near so you don't miss any of this action that's coming soon.